Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Anissa Tika, and in this video, I will discuss the history of the curriculum in Indonesia. Before that, let's first know what the curriculum is. The curriculum is the core of the educational process, and the curriculum determines the process and result of an educational system, which can also function as a medium to achieve goals as well as guidelines in the implementation of teaching at all types and all levels of education. In Indonesia itself, there have been many curriculum changes, including 1947, 1964, 1968, 1973, 1975, 1984, 1994, 1997, 2004, 2006, 2013, and most recently, the independent curriculum. Then, what exactly is curriculum change and what can affect curriculum change? Curriculum change means that there are differences in one or more components of the curriculum between certain periods, caused by a deliberate effort to change all those involved in it, namely teacher, student, principal, school owners, as well as parents and society in general who have an interest in education. In addition, according to Sutopo and Sumanto, there are two characteristics of curriculum change, namely partial and comprehensive. Partial, which occur only in certain components elements of the curriculum. For example, change in teaching methods only or change in the assessment system only. And is comprehensive in nature means that the entire system of the curriculum undergoes changes which are reflected both in its objective content, organization, and strategy and implementation. Example, change from the 1968 curriculum to the 1975 and 1976 curriculum. These curriculum changes are often influenced by political factors. For example, the 1964 curriculum was designed to eliminate Manipal Ustek. The 1975 curriculum was used to include Pancasila moral education, and the 1984 curriculum was used to include the subject of national struggle, history, education, or PSPB. The 1994 curriculum, in addition to eliminating PSPB subjects, was also to introduce a high school curriculum that made general education a preparatory education for college. In addition, it is also influenced by the rapid development of science and technology and the rapid growth of the population in need of education. This picture is the development of curriculum in Indonesia. For more details, we'll discuss it after this. The history of curriculum change in Indonesia began during the Old Order or Orla, or the time President Sukarno was in power. There were three curriculum changes, namely Curriculum Lesson Plan in 1947, Curriculum Elementary School Education Plan in 1964, and Elementary School Curriculum in 1968. Lesson Plan Curriculum 1947 until 1968. First, Lesson Plan 1947. The first curriculum that was born during independence used the term Learn Plan, which was named Rencana Pelajaran 1947. This curriculum was still influenced by the Dutch and Japanese colonial education system. so it only continued what had been used before. And this curriculum emphasized the formation of an independent and sovereign Indonesia human character and is equal to other nations on this earth. 2. 1964 Education Plan Curriculum. This curriculum changed the assessment on the report card for grades 1 and 2, which originally consisted of a score of 10 until 100, to letters A, B, C, and D. Meanwhile, grades 2 until 6 still use a score of 10 until 100. The 1964 curriculum is a separate subject curriculum which separates subjects based on 5 groups of study fields: moral development, intelligence development, emotional or artistic development, skill education, and physical development. 3. Curriculum 1968. The 1968 curriculum is an update of the 1964 curriculum, namely the change in structure of the education curriculum from Pancawardhana to Pancasila Soul Development, Basic Knowledge and Special Skills. The 1968 curriculum is a manifestation of a change in orientation towards the implementation of the 1945 Constitution purely and consequently. During the New Order Orba era or the reign of President Suharto, there were 6 curriculum changes, namely the 1973 Development School Pioneer Project or PPSP curriculum, the 1975 Elementary School curriculum, the 1975 curriculum, Curriculum 1984, Curriculum 1994, and revised Curriculum 1994 in 1997. Achievement-oriented Curriculum 1973 until 1997. First, 1973 curriculum oriented to the goals that must be mastered by students, better known as the hierarchy of educational goals. Education goals, which include national education goals, institutional goals, curricular objectives, general instructional objective, and specific instructional objectives, also adopt an integrative approach. 1975 curriculum emphasizes efficiency and effectiveness in terms of power and time, also adopts an instructional system approach known as the Instructional System Development Procedure or PPSE. 3. 1984 curriculum is based on a traditional approach with an emphasis on core subjects such as math, science, language, and social studies. This curriculum was often teacher-centered and had little flexibility in meeting the individual needs of students. For 1994 curriculum, this curriculum often reflects more progressive changes in education with an emphasis on skills-based approaches and active learning. There was an increased focus on developing student creativity, critical thinking, and problem-solving abilities. It also introduced more flexibility in choosing subject and tailoring learning to student individual needs. After the end of the Orba era or the start of the reform period, there were 3 curriculum changes, namely the Competency-Based Curriculum Pilot or KBK in 2004, the 2006 Unit Level Curriculum or KTSP, the 2013 curriculum, and finally the independent learning curriculum. Competency-based curriculum 2004 until 2013. First, competency-based curriculum KBK 2004. KBK emphasized the development of student competencies through student-centered learning. KBK prioritize the development of skills, understanding of concepts, and application of knowledge in the context of real life. In addition to core subjects such as math and language, KBK also introduced cross-subject learning and character development. This approach aims to produce graduates who have skills and knowledge that are relevant to the needs of society and the labor market. 2. Education Unit Level Curriculum or KTSP. 2006 KTSP gave autonomy to each school to design the curriculum according to the needs, potential, and environment of their students. This approach emphasizes curriculum development that is relevant and appropriate to the local context and takes into account the characteristics of students and the cultural diversity of Indonesia. KTSP allows schools to integrate subjects, development contextual learning, and emphasize student character development. 3. Curriculum 2013. K13 Curriculum 2013 aims to improve the quality of education by emphasizing the development of student character, skill, and understanding of concept. This approach emphasizes project-based scientific and experiential learning. K13 integrates subjects into learning themes that are relevant to daily life, allowing students to relate their knowledge to real context. It also introduced assessment that focused on developing student skill and understanding rather than just the final exam. K13 is designed to create learning that is more active, inclusive, and suited to the individual needs of students, preparing them for the challenge of the 21st century. 4. Independent curriculum. In the Merdeka curriculum, learners have more time for competency and character development. The Merdeka curriculum includes 3 types of learning activities, namely intracurricular learning, extracurricular learning, and project learning. The implementation of the Merdeka curriculum in education units is an independent choice by adjusting the guidelines and characteristics of the education unit. The Merdeka curriculum is implemented to address Indonesia education crisis and is an important part of efforts to restore learning from the long-standing crisis in Indonesia. Support from parents is one of the keys to the successful implementation of the Merdeka curriculum. So, from the explanation above which is the best curriculum to be implemented in Indonesia, don't forget to comment on it, subscribe, and share.